Hi, this is Jyoti here. Welcome to JoPad Tech Guru. In today's session, I'm going to discuss regarding database first approach as a part of entity framework tutorial. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe and click on the bell icon to get the notifications of my new videos. So let us start discussing regarding the database first approach. There are different type of approaches which are there in entity framework: code first approach, database first approach, model first approach. You can refer to code first approach video. I'll be sharing you the link so that you will be able to understand the first approach towards the entity framework. So this video is going to explain you regarding the database first approach. So entity framework is Microsoft's preferred method to access the data for .NET applications. It supports the strongly typed access through LINQ, language integrated query. So entity framework allows the developers to program against the conceptual model, which reflects the logic of the application rather than a relational model that reflects the structure of the database. So entity framework is having all the entire magic in which whatever the ADO.NET entity data model wizard is asking the details, those all are provided properly, means it is going to get converted to the desired results. So entity framework can be used from an ASP.NET application using the entity data source. So what exactly this database first approach is? The database first approach provides an alternative to the code first and model first approaches to the entity data model. It creates model codes from the database in the project, and those classes become the link between the database and controller. So whatever the SQL Server tables are there, those are getting connected with the classes which are getting generated in the project. So the database first approach creates the entity framework from an existing database. If you have already got the database, if you have already got the number of tables in hand, you can generate the respective classes accordingly with the help of entity framework. So we use all other functionalities such as the model or database sync and the code generation in the same way we use them in the model first approach. So let us try to implement the database first approach. For that, make sure you are already having some database and along with that some table. So currently I'm opening one of the database which I've already have it, Platinus. In this I have created a product. So product contains ID, name, price and category. ID is a primary key, name variable character, price integer, category variable character. I've got few records in products. So let me display that. Make sure the Platinus database is active so that you will be able to connect with the product table. So we have got ID, name, price and category. I have stored different product names like mobile, tablet, mouse, t-shirts, etc. So we have already got the product table. Along with that, we have got ID, name, price and category. So different kind of records I have stored it with respect to the product names. Now coming back to the Visual Studio, let us create a console application here. I'm currently choosing the template console application .NET framework. So database first, demo 1. It is going to open a console application with the main function. So now how to get connected with the SQL Server product table. So for this, we are having ADO.NET entity data model. To add that particular item, you have to go ahead and right click on the Solution Explorer, console application name, click on add new item. choose Visual C# items. Within this, you are having ADO.NET Entity Data Model. If you want to give any specific name, you can give that. I would like to give DB first model 1. Here in this case, it is going to ask me what should the model contain. There is an entity framework designer from the database option here. This creates a model in the entity framework designer based on an existing database. So we are already having the database table. So for that, we want to generate the respective classes. So click on next, go for new connection, go to SQL Server, click on database engine, get the server name, paste here. It will load all the databases. Currently, I'm interested in Platinus database. Click on test connection. Connection is succeeded. Click on OK. So connection string is getting generated here. The same string, you can find it in the app.config file. It has taken the name Platinus entities automatically. If you would like to change it, you can change it here. Let us click on next. Which version of the entity framework do you want to choose? I would like to choose the latest version, that is 6.x. It is going to ask me the list of tables, which table you want to get connected with. I would like to get connected with the product table. So the name of the model namespace is Platinus model. You can see the two checkboxes here. One is pluralize or singularize generated object names and include foreign key columns in the model. So if you are choosing this particular checkbox, it is going to add yes to the existing table name. So in our case, it is product. So products will be getting generated. So let us click on finish. All the entire work is getting done by the entity framework, ADO.NET Entity Data Model, in which it is going to generate all the entire set of classes, as well as it is going to give us a designer page in which I can visualize my product table. So currently in the product table, we have got all these columns. The same columns are going to get produced here: ID, name, price, as well as category. Now, coming back to the different type of files which are getting generated in the Solution Explorer, you can observe that we have got the EDMX file. This is a diagram in which we are getting the name of the table. Within this, we have got context.tt. So within this context, we have got Platinus entities. How the way we have created the base constructor in code first approach. Similarly, it is going to generate the base constructor over here. It is inheriting from DB context class. And again, products, as we have chosen that particular checkbox, it had added the yes to the product class, and you are getting the DB set of product. It is a get and set, it is a read and write property over here. So each and every file has got a meaning, and you can observe that whatever the product table we have chosen, if you just go and observe the product.cs, it has generated all the read and write properties, that is automatic properties with respect to product class. So the same table got converted to the product class, and you are getting ID, name, price, and category as the properties. These are actually the columns. So if you go to app.config, here you are getting the connection string. In the code first approach, we used to add the connection string. We have added the name of the connection string, and the connection string is having the connection to our Platinus database, and the entity client is the provider name. All the rest of the things are going to get automatically added by the entity framework. So the name of the connection is Platinus entities. So if you go to context.cs file. Here we are having a constructor which is referring to our connection, that is Platinus entities. So base of name equal to Platinus entities will refer to the DB context default constructor, in which one of the parameter we are having is the connection. Now coming back to the program.cs, we have to now retrieve the informations which are there within the product class, product table. So to honor the time, I have already written the code here. Here we are using variable db equal to new db first Platinus entities. I'm trying to refer it. And we have got a query here. We are trying to extract from the products table order by b.name, the name of the products. I'm sorting it out, and I would like to display all the items which are there within the products. Okay, so now using the for each loop, I'm extracting the price as well as category related to the product. So as per the table is concerned, I have got ID, name, price, and category. I would like to extract the price and category of the particular item. So once you execute it, whatever the products you are having it in the product table, those are going to get displayed here. As I'm trying to display product price as well as product category, you can see that 200 e-tables, 400 e-tables, like this, all the categories are going to get displayed. So this is the way how exactly you can work with database first approach. These are few of the important ways through which you can extract the data. So the database first approach creates the entity framework from the existing database. We are already having the database. Using that, we are generating the code, and in the designer view, it is going to show us the table, and using the program, we can extract the informations which are there within the particular table. Hope you have enjoyed this database first approach. If you have not subscribed yet to my channel, please do subscribe and click on the bell icon to get the notifications of my new videos. Thanks for watching. Great day ahead. Thank you.